Alright, so today finds us at Cape Borda Lighthouse. On the map, see, straight, and it's nice, there, cottages and there, lots of sections. We'll have a look at the actual lighthouse itself, keepers' cottages and around, and we'll take the coast road back to Brownlow, do a bit of a video tour of the coastline back into Brownlow on the way back.
See, there's explosives in that.
Explosives in there. So we're at the light station. So we're right at the light station. So it gives you an outline of we are here. So that's a former store and workshop, engine room. It's free to get in. For us it is, but you have to pay fees to the national parks. Guiding light. So it was established in 1858. Served as a major warning device for those travelling via the ocean and sea around Australia. The lighthouse proper in a minute. So that's an old workshop, that's a cottage, a lightkeeper's cottage, and he'd come out and service this light with beams across Investigator straight to Bass Strait to Tassie, that direction. So this is at the actual lighthouse proper. It's got a cannon. It's a smallish lighthouse. And you can actually see it rotating, but the light's not on, if you can see in there. It's rotating, but the lights aren't on. It contains constant rotation, and the lights go on with a timer when it goes dark. But having a look out here, we have found points of land. We've been on Google Maps and we reckon that this is facing towards South Australia, so it could be Cape, I can't think of it, Cape, not Cape Jarvis, that's the other side, it's Cape, can't think of it at the moment, I'll correct myself in a minute, but that's probably parts of the mainland of South Australia. There is a wedge island, which is really in the distance, you won't be able to see it, it's just on the horizon there, but I'm guessing, or we're guessing on having a look at Google Maps, this is a sweeping part of South Australia. No, it's not York Peninsula, it's the Eyre Peninsula, corrected by Google Maps. Could be the Eyre Peninsula coming through there, and there's Wedge Island in the distance, you won't be able to see it, just distance of the sun shining off the ocean. Anyway, we detract from the actual lighthouse itself. Lighthouse itself is here. It's a really pretty small one, and as I said, it keeps rotating 24/7, and the lights go on through a timing system. So obviously when it goes dark the lights go on, and when it gets light the lights switch off, but it's constantly on 24/7. It's the apparently only type of lighthouse like that on the island, and it's been here since 1868. They're caretakers' cottages, and we're led to believe that you actually can rent them as accommodation for a price we don't know. We haven't investigated that far yet. So this would be all the past history of the lighthouse up there, and that's in there is probably a parks office, because there's lots of records and notes in there, so it's probably a national park office. That would have been the maintenance shed for the lighthouse back in the 1870s. And yeah, we did Admiral's Arch, which follow that coastline over that bluff and down. In there is Admiral's Arch, where we looked at the seals, and we did Remarkable Rocks. That's the other side of this national park, which is the westernmost point of the island, and locals say it's the most desolate because it's really nothing out here except the lighthouse. Lots of bushwalks, which is good. It gets us to see different sites, which is all part of the journey, isn't it? Watching, looking. So, caretakers' cottages are up there, yeah. So they're caretakers' cottages there. Again, they're rented for accommodation. Again, I don't know how much it costs. Yeah. Like I said in this video, we're going to take you for a cruise up the island on the west coast. As we go back to Brownlow, we'll stop at the places that we've not seen on the way, little coves and so forth. We'll even go past Snellings, which we were at the other day, Snellings Beach. We might do that again. We'll take the coastal road back, predominantly dirt road, but that's alright, we've got the day. And we'll just do some filming of the west coast, which we haven't explored. We've done the east coast. West coast is what we're going to do today. Then it was bitumen all the way from Brownlow to 45 k's shy of the actual lighthouse, turned gravel, dirt road. Drove in four-wheel drive high, which was quite reasonable. It was only the last 15 k's it started to get really cut out with corrugations. So you just drive in conditions. People are driving cars, so you have no problem getting there. Fairly straightforward. Another view of it before we go off and have a look at the other parts of the park, but this is the top section looking over the caretakers' cottages into the storeroom and onto Investigation Bay. We've clarified with parks that that is in fact South Australia on that right hand side, and it is points of Cape Air that you can see. Port Lincoln is one town that's in that area, so I just thought I'd clarify that. But yeah, this is over there, that section there in the distant horizon over that bluff there, that's where Admiral's Arch and the seal colony was that we did in our first video a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, we'll go and see what else we can find. Alright, so literally kilometres out, 5 k's out from the lighthouse, there's a turn off to Snug Cove lookout, and we believe we're standing on Fiddy's Bluff. Fiddy's Bluff with an F. Yep, and that down there is Snug Cove. There's a boat there having a fish. Awesome bit of scenery of the coast road. We'll follow, as I said, the coast road back and get little spots on the way back that we haven't seen yet, all the way back to the van park at Brownlow. But this is first stop, Snug Cove. Just another awesome bit of the island to look at. And yeah, it's only 5 k's out of the lighthouse that we were just looking at, Borda Lighthouse. But we'll hop slowly back home to the caravan park and get awesome shots on the way through. Hopefully you guys can like and subscribe.
The Cape Borda Lighthouse Complex. The earliest contemporary record is the burial of Captain Woodward on the 13th of September 1858, a memorial to those early pioneers when the only access to this area was by ship at Harvey's return.
So we found lighthouse keepers' graves, or people who've
16 of them.
16 of them, or people who have perished in the area, like either shipwrecked or have worked in the area and died. But 16 of them, predominantly lighthouse keepers and family. buried
His
here.
whole family.
Whole family's buried here.
Look, the son.
We found a whole family wiped out, but yeah.
The daughter, the wife.
Yeah.
Oh.
People think this is gory looking at cemeteries, but it's fun, it's history. So it's what came before us, I guess.
So there's a couple of different lighthouse keepers in there.
There's Wells, there's Woodward,
Yeah.
there's a Cop, K-O-P-P. They were all part of the lighthouse keeping fraternity that worked on the island, and in this particular part of the island. And this is where their final resting place is. What a nice spot to be resting.
Oh, so the daughter died before the mother. See?
Daughter died before the mother.
1895 and mum lived to be 1903. She must have died as a baby.
Alright, we'll push on. We like these things because it's history. It's not gory or morbid, it's history. Looking at people who have come and done their job before we've got here. But yeah, the lighthouse keepers' graves are here. It's got a particular name. It's I'm just going back here. I'm going to work out what it is to get you guys up to date. It's actually called Harvey's Return Cemetery, and Harvey's Return's a campground. Just to patch your dirt, really. Pay your parks fees there for, I think, $22 a night. I think the parks charge to stay at Harvey's Return. It tells you on their plaques what they are, like shipwrecks or housekeepers, house-like keepers. It's not very big, it's probably, what, 20 metres by 30 metres. But it's a little glimpse into the past of who was gatekeeping here when 1858, so nearly 200 years ago. Part of the history of the island and part of the history of the lighthouse, so we'll see what we can find on the next journey up. Get back in and crank the air conditioning up at 37 degrees. Cool the car down. No table and chairs here. Can we go back to the picnic spot?
What do you want to do? Fucking hell. Come down and do that walk, do you reckon? Want to do that? Bob.
Turn the camera off?
Yeah. Stand here again.
You haven't turned it off.
Oh, fucking hell.
Still recording.
I'm not going to use this fucking thing.
Snug Cove. We've stopped for some lunch. And
Western River.
sorry, Western River. Snug Cove's just over the headlands. Nice little spot. A little river coming through. Out to the estuary and into the cove area. We'll have a bite to eat. Some lunch here and we'll have a look and go over the river. Walk onto the beach, I think. Pretty good. Little camping spot up there. There's 4 camping spots there. And there's a caravanner down there. Made our way back around. We've had our lunch at Western River. We're now above Snellings Beach, which we've been to before. It's just a different view of Snellings. And we're making our way on this road, which is the Great Northern Road, back to camp. Stopping in at spots we haven't been to before. We've been to Snellings, so we'll just push on from Snellings. We tried to go to Pebbly Beach, but there's no access. It's through someone's private property, which they won't let us do. But here we are. Different view of Snellings that we saw the other day. We were actually on the beach the other day. Just gives you a bit of view. That's Snellings down there. And the roadway, as you can see through the dirt there, we'll just follow it, and eventually over in that distance is Brownlow, where we're camping. Different view of Snellings, and we're doing this Great Northern Road. It's alright. 4-wheel drive high, no issues on it. Quite a decent gravel road, well kept, council road. But yeah, Snellings, different angle of Snellings. Alright, so we're about midway back to Brownlow, and we popped into George's Castle. Now this place boasts the biggest train hobby set in the world. It's an old fella, he collects a lot of stuff, and apparently this is free to poke around and have a look at. And at night time, if you give him a phone call, he turns his lights on. There's 20,000 lights around his property. But this is George's Castle, just outside Brownlow. He's got all sorts of stuff in here. He's got models and ships. Apparently he's just an old fella that's into tinkering and hobbying around. As I said, you can ring him. You can turn the lights on at night time. Pretty spectacular apparently. But it's just a little tinkering shed of his, and gone through his whole property. Just whole lots of odds and ends he's collected, put up. It's free to walk through. He's got a little donations tin out the back, but this is all free for you to stroll through and have a look. The Turner family came from Sevenoaks in Kent, England. There you go. So this is all free to walk through.
Is that a seat?
I'm not going to sit on it. I won't sit on that. Part of his yard. That's his house up there. So it's all free to wander through. Like I said, at the entrance he's got donation box. You can put a gold coin in. But he's built a castle with an Egyptian display. All these little nicks and knacks everywhere. Quite interesting. Good for the kids to walk through, have a look. A hobby man's dream. Yeah. He's got the largest, oh, this is the largest, part of the largest hobby train set or electric train set in the southern hemisphere apparently. The longest one. Goes through and it goes around and round and up and comes out. I don't know where it starts or ends. It's all part of his front yard. So the deal is, if you see his gate open, it means he's open and you can just drive up the driveway, park over there, have a wander through and get his phone number. It's written on the wall. And if you come out at night, you give him a ring. Give him a ring beforehand. You come out and say, look, I'm going to be here in half an hour. You come out and you turn the lights on for you. Apparently it's a pretty specky display with all his lights up. 22,000 lights. 52,000 lights all through his yard. Quite a spectacular display at night time. What's in here? Do not touch. Don't think so. Okay.
What's up on that side?
I can't see through the wall. Just getting told if that's... I can't see. She's just yelling out, do I go up there? I don't know. There's no sign saying yes or no. Alright, so in here we have... Oh yeah, different knives and swords. Made it back into Kingscote. Going to take a little stroll along the pier. Seal resting area. Be too hot for the seals. Still 38 degrees at 4:30 in the afternoon. Whew. Kingscote Pier, and we're just down there is our campground past the sailing boat. We're waiting on the shop to open so we can get some dinner.
Pizza!
Pizza night! Woohoo! Alright. So Kingscote Pier in the water, although not...
That's clear.
It's as clear as Emu Bay, which is... Emu Bay is literally... over there, just over there, it's Emu Bay. So we're over the other side of Emu Bay, in Kingscote. And up right in the distance there is Penashore, where we get the ferry across to go home on the 29th. So the water's clear. Still trying to find fish, but we can't find any. Although it's very clear water. So we're down in the caravan park, right in the distance down there, and that is the bay. We go around to America Bay there, keep following it around and around and around and out to that point, which is Penashore, and that's where you get the Sea Link ferry across to the mainland, Adelaide, and we're heading over to Gawler, do a bit of work out at Adelaide. But this is our work through them pine trees is the hospital. That's where we've been working. So it's not a bad office really. You look outside and at work and you look across the bay, and could be worse places to be working. As always, you can always go over to buy me a coffee and keep us going by buying us a coffee, and also spread the word, tell your mates about us, and hit that like and subscribe button so we can bring you more content of travelling Australia. Heading to Gawler in Adelaide. From there we're envisioning going up to Wilpena Pound, Northern Territory, back into Queensland, but nothing's concreted in it, the plans at the moment. But this is a platform where you can spot resting seals, although I think 38 degrees, it's not going to be too hot for the seals to be around.
Penguins?
Penguins come in, yeah. But the pier continues on, and it's quite a popular pier. People fish off it. People do fish off it. we will take you on that longer walk out. But trying to find the elusive fish, but they're not really visible. Like some places on the coast you can go over the pier and you can spot little school of something spotted. Some piers you walk out and you got bream and so forth swimming through and feeding, but not so much here. Don't know why. But yeah, that's Kingscote. So we've been working in the hospital, which is just up there, and you can stand and look through their lounge room across the bay, and not too bad an office for the last 4 or 5 weeks. We've got another, what are we, 10th, got another 18 days, 2.5 to 3 weeks left. We're booked to go back on the mainland on the 29th. So that's 19 days, a bit over 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks left of working. And like I said earlier, we're heading to Gawler, pick a bit of work up in Gawler. And from there we're hoping to go through the Wilpena Pound up the territory into Queensland, but we'll have to reassess that. As things get cooler we head north. So we try and follow the sun and go on this longer pier. And that's Heathcote in there, Heathcote's main town through there. This is the longer pier, this is one that people fish off. Get quite good fish at times, they reckon. It's pretty clear water. Throw a line in there and you can probably catch all sorts of fish in there. Like I say, it's what, 4:30 and it's still 37, 38 degrees. It's just been hot. You only really want to be in an air-conditioned car anyhow. Another couple of days of this heat wave, they think. But still no real sign of fish. Yeah. Almost to the end of this long pier, we've come across some pelicans. Flown in for a visit. Pelicans are good, that means there's fish around. Still, a couple of people are fishing. Right across there and over that headland or hill, that would be Emu Bay, and that's Penashaw Township in there. And our camp is 1-2 points around in that bushland down there, so not far. Not a bad camping spot. Big Penashaw Bay. Pelicans. Getting fed bait by the fishermen. It doesn't really get there because it goes too deep for them. They can't dive for food. But I think certainly deeper out here. So right at the end of the pier, just gives you a bit of a clearer picture. That's Penashaw, where we get the ferry across, and that, in the very, very distance, if you can see it, is the mainland, Cape Jarvis. So you get the ferry across, get off at Cape Jarvis, and you trek away and go back to where you came from. It goes all the way around. Right. The voice, it's hot product.